Are you looking for a save that is a little bit different and is a retro save as well? Using the Mad Scientist 2007-2008 database, you can relive all the nostalgia of what a year of football it was. In this video, I'm going to give you my top 5 save recommendations to use on this amazing database. First up on my list is Leeds United. Now, in 2007-2008, they are in Coca-Cola League One. It was sponsored by Coca-Cola, and they had a massive points deduction to add to that as well. A minus 15 points deduction. Leeds were in all sorts of financial mess and had to rebuild the club. And I feel like this is a great place to start off as a football fan. Can you bring Leeds back into the big time? But it took them so long in real life to get back to the Premier League after all the hassle they had. And the club vision is simple. Work within the budget. You've got to attempt to avoid relegation in your first season and just be competitive in the trophies that you're in as well. In terms of the finances, £3 million in the bank and no net debt. That's probably because the database hasn't added in that kind of stuff. But what I will say is that you should take Leeds on. The squad is very nostalgic. They've got some very good players in this squad in terms of the ability. Who remembers players like Philippe da Costa is a good player for League One, can play across the front lines, got decent attributes as well as players like Alan Thompson, the Celtic legend, was playing at Leeds this season. What a player he was for Celtic, moving to Leeds. He used to play for Aston Villa as well. But Tore Andre Flo is a Premier League legend who played for teams like Chelsea, Sunderland, Rangers as well. He's been all around. Now he finds himself at Leeds in League One with 76 caps and 23 goals for Leeds United. Can you take Leeds back to the big time and take on this huge challenge in this database? Fourth place is the legendary Olympic Lyon team that they had back in the day. They've got some great players at the football club, and some of the legends you see here like Juninho are actually playing for the club on this save. Their squad is incredible. I'll show you after we look at the club vision. They're going to be the best team in France at this point. PSG have not emerged as that team yet. They want you to win everything in France and be competitive in the Champions League. But where the fun comes in it in this save is their squad. Now, their squad is absolutely class. They've got Chris at centre-back. What a legend he was for the club. And look at those attributes. One of the best underrated centre-backs in football history, in my opinion. That's probably being a bit much. But Juninho was a baller. This guy could score free kicks from anywhere. And look at those technical attributes on this player. Outstanding. Unbelievable. Got 60 goals in 187 games so far from midfield. That is absolutely insane from Juninho. They also had very good players like Fabio Grosso, who had won the World Cup with Italy and moved to Lyon. A great Italian left-back. An underrated player, again, in an iconic side. Players like Sidney Govou as well, a cult hero down at Lyon, as well as a very young Karim the Dream Benzema, who's already made his French debut at this stage. Can you take Lyon to the next level? Will you win in the Champions League? They probably deserve to win with this iconic squad. Will you make Lyon the biggest and best club in France and in Europe also? AC Milan have had iconic teams all the way through the 90s and 2000s, and this team is no different to the others. What a team they had in the 2007-2008 database and year as well. They've had an unbelievable side. They've got a challenge for the Champions League, win the Super Cup, become an established Serie A side, and be competitive in the Coppa Italia. And with this squad, you can definitely complete all of those because you've got some unbelievable talents like Gennaro Gattuso. The guy isn't only known for the meme, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe something else, but his attributes are unbelievable. This guy is probably one of the best ball-winning midfield players we've ever seen in world football. Just an absolute animal in the middle of the park. And then you had the silk and the grace and the brilliance of Kaká. What a player he was for AC Milan in his prime. Probably the best player AC Milan have seen in a long, long time, and probably the best player they've had in recent years. And to back up Kaká, you have the original R9. Yes, this man may have injury problems and his physicals may not be the best at this stage in his career, but this guy, to only give him 19 finishing is a disgrace in my humble opinion. His attributes should be better. It's Ronaldo. He is the complete forward in my opinion, the best football player to ever do it. Up there with Messi in my opinion for different reasons. Then they've got in midfield Andrea Pirlo. What a player he was. Just aged like a fine wine. Turned into one of the best midfield players of his generation. Alongside him, you've also got Alessandro Nesta at centre-back, coming towards the end of his career on this save, but what a player he was for Milan. One of the best, if not the best centre-backs I've ever seen, and one of my favourite players of all time at right-back, 37-year-old Cafu. A little bit over the hill at this point, but still a very good baller and an iconic right-back. But to round off Milan's side, you've got Seedorf there, as you've just seen, but you've also got 39-year-old Paolo Maldini still playing for the club. AC Milan is a nostalgic save. Go out and do it. It's one of my most recommended saves I would do. Another iconic club from the early 2000s, and an iconic club still, is Manchester United Football Club. This team in 2007 and 2008 had some unbelievable ballers, and you will be taking over from Sir Alex Ferguson. So the club vision is going to be very, very tough. They want you to win everything, basically, and reach the latter stages of the Champions League. But it's the squad is where it gets interesting. You've got prime Rio Ferdinand at centre-back with Vidic as well. So that Vidic and Ferdinand centre-back partnership will be iconic in this save, as well as players like Paul Scholes, one of the best English midfield players to ever grace the football pitch, in my opinion. Shame that Spen used to play him out on the left, but that's a completely different argument and nothing to do with this video. You've got the main man himself, a young CR7. What a player he was for Man United, and what a player he went on to be. I mean, one of the greatest of all time, in everyone's humble opinion. Then you've got Van der Sar in goal, coming towards the end of his career, but still got the attributes there to be an unbelievable goalkeeper in the game. You've got Big Gaz Neville at right back as well. Underrated, in my opinion. Doesn't get spoken about enough in the conversations of being world class. Carlos Tevez, they got him from West Ham. It's his debut season. Would go on to play for Manchester City, but he is an absolute baller in this database. As well as you've got Giggsy, you've got Carrick, you've got Saha, you've got Park Ji-sung, you've got Anderson as well. What a throwback he is. He was a great player, bought from Porto in the summer. What a team this Man United side have got. It's going to be so much fun playing with all these players and seeing all of these players play again. Players like Owen Hargreaves as well, who doesn't get spoken about enough and should have played more for England, in my opinion. Will you take the Red Devils on, and will you continue their dominance in the Premier League and in Europe? There should be no other choice than Barcelona in the 2007-2008 database. The squad that they've got and the football that you can play with them is unbelievable. The club vision is to challenge for the Champions League and win everything within Spain. And with the squad that this Barcelona team have got, you are not going to struggle there, my friends. You've got Ronaldinho, the most flairiest baller to ever do it. Look at those attributes of Ronaldinho. So many great attributes. What a player he was. 27 years of age in his prime. What a player Ronaldinho was. Samuel Eto'o as well. Absolute top-class striker. One of the best strikers of all time. He's got great physicals, good mentals, strong technicals as well. You've even got a 29-year-old prime Thierry Henry to throw in the mix, who just arrived in the summer from Arsenal Football Club, where he tore up trees there. What a player to have up front. Then you've got the young 20-year-old, greatest of all-time football player, Lionel Messi, out on the right. Can play at cam, can play at left. It's Messi in his youth. Why wouldn't you want to manage Messi in his youth? In my opinion, his attributes should be a lot better than that. They probably all develop into 20s, to be perfectly honest, apart from his jumping reach because, you know, his height. But what a player to have. And then you've got players like Carlos Puyol at centre-back. Again, look at those attributes. Absolutely stacked. Andreas Iniesta in midfield, one of the greatest midfield players to ever do it, and he's only 23 years of age in this save, as well as Xavi in the middle of the park, who is 27. Went on to manage Barcelona in real life, is an absolute baller of a player. Then you've got one of my favourite players, Deco. How are you going to get Deco into the squad when you've got Dino? That's a problem that you're going to have to try and solve. Players like Victor Valdez in his prime is probably a little bit better than the attributes show here, but was a good goalkeeper for them. You've got Eric Abidal, Ida Johnson, Yaya Toure. Just remember to buy him a birthday cake. How are you going to get him into your middle of your midfield with those players that you've got in the squad? Lilian Thuram, 35 years of age, is an experienced centre-back and had a world-class career. Rafael Marquez was a great player, an unbelievable player. Probably Mexico's best ever player in my opinion. What a player he is, can play holding midfield and at centre back as well. Will you take on any of these challenges from the top 5? And let me know if you've played this database and what team you are in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on another video.